Welcome to News Strip Down, where I dig through the news and weed out all the nonsense so you guys don't have to. 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer than that's probably just BS, anyways. Today is August 7th, 2026, you guys. It is 19 degrees Celsius. That's 66.2 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down into the States. Start off with some birthdays today. Today in 1742, Nathaniel Greene, he was a general during the Revolutionary War. He passed in 1786 at the age of 43. And today in 1876, Dutch exotic dancer and spy Marta Hari. She worked for the Germans as a spy during World War One, and she was executed in 1917 at the age of 41. And today in 1881, Francis Darlan, he was a general and PM of Vichy, France. He was assassinated in French's North Africa in 1942 at the age of 61. Today in 1903, Louis Leakey, he was an archaeologist and paleontologist, famously known for his work in Tanzania, kind of breaking grounds when it came to like human civilization and where we kind of came from, kind of pushing some boundaries when it came to stuff like that. He passed in 1972 at the age of 69. Today in 1904, Ralph Bruns, he was the first black person to ever win a Nobel Prize. He passed in 1971 at the age of 67. 67. And today in 1948, Australian cricketer Greg Chappell, he's 77 years old today. And today, 1975, Charlize Theron was born. She is 51 years old today. Charlize Theron, if you don't know who she is, she played that movie Monster, where she played the female serial killer, or they say the first female serial killer. No, she wasn't the first female serial killer. Female serial killers were just kept under the radar. It was just unheard of. But yeah, I can't remember what's her name. I should really know that serial killer's name, but I can't. So yeah, that's it for birthdays today. Yeah, news stripped down. 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer is just BS. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. I'm here Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. And in the news, oh yeah, today is August 7th, 2026, you guys. It's Friday. TGIF. It is 19 degrees Celsius. That's 66.2 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down in the States. And let's get into some news. Here, let's do a little bit of backwards stuff here today. Might as well do this. So there's a quick recall here. If you guys are shopping in Canada, Sobeys Compliment brand smashed 100% chicken burgers have had a recall. It's just a basic recall. It was just undisclosed egg added to the batch, so it's not like it's going to poison anybody unless you're highly allergic to eggs. Then Pakistan, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia just signed a major agreement deal together with each other today, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of pretty much what it is if you touch one of these countries, you're touching all of us. So like you beat up my little brother, you're gonna have to deal with the rest of the family kind of situation. So, and this is pretty much a direct result of the tensions that are happening in the Middle East. And then over to Libya. Libya has started producing $1.4 million barrels of oil a day now. They're planning to increase that up to around $2 million barrels by 2031. And this is possible because U.S. firms and other foreign investors are pretty much putting around $16 billion into this expansion project here. And I don't know, Libya, have things really calmed down enough to have like a stable, oil supply coming out of there? Is it? Yeah, so they're expecting to raise more money as the project goes on, but there's another oil supplier right now that is starting to realize the crunch of how the world market works. I'm going to leave that one to the end. Uh, so down into Mexico here, this is pretty interesting. This almost seems to happen every year, though. The United States have paused avocado inspections in the Mexican state of Michoacan. This is because of threat of U.S. personnel inspectors, health inspectors down there. This has temporarily stopped the certification process required for avocados to be exported to the United States. The Mexican military has been sent to the region to deter extortion attempts and against avocado producers while also protecting shipping routes. And this is going to get expensive for Americans, especially because especially when you go to the grocery store, around 66% of all avocados sold in the United States come from this specific region in the first place. And this Michoacan also supplies around 33% of the world's avocado market. So we're all gonna start. If you thought avocados were expensive now and what you're paying, they're gonna get a lot more expensive, you guys. So yeah, if you guys like your guacamole and stuff like that, prices are gonna start skyrocketing here soon. But yeah, it's I don't know. The the Mexican government should be doing a little bit more to protect their citizens, especially when it comes to a major producer of a like that's a lot of Mexicans market right there. Mexico's market is avocado market. So yeah, if they can't get a real grasp of what's happening with their farmers and the cartels taking advantage of them, then we're never really going to see an end to that. And the other day I was talking about Hungary's nuclear power plant. Yeah, let's head over to Hungary. The Pax nuclear power plant in Hungary has had some much needed water coming down river this way, but doesn't mean that they're going to be producing any more than the 10% power than what they have been right now due to low water levels in the river. So yeah, they shut down a couple of reactors and they have the one reactor running around 10%. But this is just a temporary thing, so they're not going to be able to bump up power any more than what they are. Prime Minister was also saying that Hungary needs to find a permanent solution to this problem right now, while economists in the country are worried that their economy cannot work without Pac's nuclear facility for months. That's another thing. I think we're going to start to see this a lot more. Starting to see this in France, the nuclear power. It's like it sounds good, but now we're starting to see the cracks. And it's not about like the production or how we treat the spent fuel after. It's about like when it comes down to cooling these facilities. Like, did anybody really think that was going to be an issue at any time? Well, the F wouldn't have built these reactors on a water supply that they thought would have been an issue, but now it's becoming an issue. And then now imagine with all these data centers that they want to start building too. Imagine how much of an impact this is going to have. Okay, we're going to use nuclear power to power the data centers. The data centers are using water. The nuclear power plants are using water. Well, we're just burning up some resource here. We can't have both of them running at the same time. It's a lose lose situation. And then, our government here is all governments right now are pushing for this AI. AI. We got to be the first in AI. Like, for what? For us to just be the end of the human civilization as we know it. Like, because just these data centers, and they want to build more nuclear power plants. Well, right there's all our water supplies gone. And F it if Canada is going to start shipping water down to the United States. They've had a pipeline planned. Like Ducks Unlimited has been buying up old railroad lines. Why would Ducks Unlimited be buying up old railroad lines? It's because it's already a designated straight route to put a water line from Canada down into other United States where they need fresh water. But for Canada to give up a precious resource like that, I don't know. And then you guys should look into Ducks Unlimited a little bit more. It's not about water conservation. It's about where can we get water when we need it. Conservation is what it is, and it's about it. It's a greedy need, is what it is. So yeah, I'm here Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. You guys, 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer is just BS. It is August 7th, 2026. It's Friday, 19 degrees Celsius. That's 66.2 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down in the States. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. I'm here Monday to Friday. Yeah, this is pretty big news. So German company RWE will be paid out 1.2 billion dollars by the Trump's Department of Interior. This is going to be stopping RWE's wind projects that they had planned throughout the United States. There was a project in New Jersey, Michigan, California, and I can't remember the other place. But apparently, these projects by RWE, France had some money put into these projects as well. But what it really came down to is RWE. So now that they're not going to be doing these windmill projects, RWE, this is very, very interesting. RWE is now going to invest $800 million into the LNG export terminal project in Louisiana. Where have I talked about this project before? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? How about the Canadian pension plan? How about that? Yeah, the Canadian pension plan just invested $1.2 billion into this Louisiana export facility. Yes, the Canadian pension plan investment firm invested in a Louisiana export facility. Yeah, and they might even be investing more money. And I'm pretty sure that RWE, oh, sorry, it was 900 million that RWE had just invested into this project. I see more money being invested in this project, and I just find it funny. Canada's kind of working with Germany right now. Did Prime Minister Mark Carney, put like a worm in Germany's ear and be like, "Hey, we just had our pension plan investment firm just invest, you know, $1 billion into this project. Maybe you should look into investing some money into this project." So yeah, that's and then RWE, even though that the US or the Trump administration is paying this $1.2 billion back to RWE is still planning on investing $19.6 billion into the US over the next 6 years. So if anyone's sitting here like, whoa, 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 what, we just paid off this German firm, RWE, $1.2 billion. No, that's not what happened. There's probably a memorandum of an agreement. Okay, we're gonna give you this money back right now, but over the next 6 years, we'd like to see you spend $19.6 billion over that period of time. So it's not like it's a major loss. I know a lot of people, like when I looked at the sticker shock of that first, I was a little bit shocked. Like, and there's probably a lot of people that they're going to play it off like that too. But you got to look at the long-term investment. You know, they only got that $1 billion back, but to spend another, tens of billions of dollars over the next 6 years, I think that was a pretty fair trade-off. And then some Canada Washington news. Canada and Washington are in talks over proposed deals here right now. But Canada would have to remove its tariffs on US autos and reach an agreement on how dairy quotas should be allocated, and the return of American alcohol to shelves on major Canadian provinces. What the hell does that mean? What the so is it, you just gonna leave out the Maritimes? Or is it like, Wob Canoe out of Manitoba there? Like they're still serving there, you can still get American alcohol in Saskatchewan. So it kind of limits who they're saying by that. So I'm almost wondering like major Canadian provinces. I'm pretty sure Manitoba just not selling alcohol into the United or purchasing American alcohol right now is definitely hurting their producers for sure. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the news today, guys. It is Friday. It's Friday. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like for the weekend. I just look at it from day to day. Did I do everything? Oh yeah. Okay, sorry. I want to talk about this, you guys. Yeah, don't forget to like button, subscribe. I'm here Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. Leave a comment too. It's nice every once in a while. So Fauci. Yeah, let's talk about Fauci here real quick while I'm just idling down. Fauci, yeah, I know he's pleading the fifth here, pleading the fifth. But he has this pardon from Biden in the first place, so it really didn't even matter that he pleaded the fifth because he could incriminate himself. And I think that's pretty much where it's coming down to is like, dude, you had the pardon, you could have said anything, and no one could have charged you for what you had said or things that you portrayed during the COVID whole shabacle, and then to be fair, Fauci, he was just being told what to do too, and really tell you the truth, nobody knew what the hell was going on. So to sit there and like kind of criticize the poor guy, just let him be. Just let him be. Like he's just getting thrown under the bus. And you know what? There's a lot more other people that could be thrown under the bus besides Fauci. And like I said, he had a part in the first place. Like there should have been no reason for him to go up there and try and explain himself. Because even in retrospect now, you look at all the other countries that were dealing with COVID, no country really had any hot clue what was really going on. So I don't know, just leave the poor guy alone. Like he was just a face there while people just completely crapped all over him. And it's easy to have a scapegoat. But yeah, let's end some things off on things that happened today in history. Dude, it is 19 degrees Celsius. That is 66.2 degrees Fahrenheit, you guys, down in the States. Today in 1955, August 7th, Sony begins sales of its first transistor radios. 1955. A real major big push for Sony. Now look at Sony. And today, on August 7th, 1990, U.S. troops were deployed at the beginning of the operation, as the beginning of the operation of Desert Shield. And then today, August 7th, 1929, Babe Ruth hits his second grand slam in as many days. Yeah, that would have been something to see. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's news stripped down, you guys. 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer is just BS. And today is Friday, so I don't do the news on weekends because even the news needs a break. I wish the media would just take a break sometimes. Remember, like back in the good old days, once the television reached a certain time, there's just nothing on. It's like, okay, now go to bed. You got nothing else better to do now. You just have to go to bed. But I'm out of here. You guys, I'll see you on Monday. And if not, stuff happens, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy the weather. And yeah, yeah. You guys go have some fun. We're in August already. And the other day when I got up, I went outside, I could smell it in the air already. Yeah, summer's almost over. So you guys take advantage of it. Go outside, go do something. Maybe go swimming before the lakes get too cold. But anyways, I'm out of here. You guys have a good one, and I will see you Monday.